Hey there and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are snuggled in and staying warm as we sit here in this wind chill advisory day today through tomorrow. It's like, I went out, got my hair done and ran some errands, and it was like, wow, I was excited to come back home. And as long as I was running errands, it's like, get them all done so that I don't have to go out tomorrow. Until tomorrow happens, you know how that goes too. All right, so it's Wednesday and I'm here with Stamp Camp card number 6. Hey there, Diane, thanks for joining in. And continuing with my theme of love, today I am bringing you an anniversary card with lots of pink. So let me grab the card here and show this to you. So many of you have loved the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper, and so I'm like, you know what? We're going to go back to the annual catalog and get that paper out, and also get out the bundle Always in My Heart, and play around with that for you guys today. And at first I was like, this is turning out kind of like too Pepto-Bismol pink, but I toned things down, and I'm excited to show you how it turned out for me. It's amazing sometimes, you know, how like I always say, what I had in mind doesn't always happen, but then sometimes the way it turns out is different, but still like better than what I thought it could be when things don't go like the right direction to start with. Hi there, Ginger. Hi, Diane. Let me get my camera turned around. And let's see. Hi there, Lisa, too. Okay, hold on. Yeah. All right, I was just trying to see if my video was working, and trying to see here. Okay. All right, now I've got my camera on my iPad going so I can see questions and such. All right, now let me show you the cards. So lots of pinks, whites, and golds, and I love pink, white, and gold, that color combination together. Like I said, I just needed to kind of take what is a bright pink. It's one of those in color pinks, polished pink. I haven't used this color a ton, and sometimes I'm not drawn to like I call it the Pepto-Bismol pink, that kind of a bright pink, but that is on the back side of the Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper. That's what it calls for. That's what it coordinates with. And I think once I kind of got enough things on top to tone it down or make everything come together, then it's like, yes, this is the way it should be. And it does coordinate, and everything kind of goes together better than I thought, versus kind of just seeing this hot pink color and go, like, how do you make something like an anniversary card not look too bright and like a like 4-year-old girl card or something, which would be perfect for that. Okay, so where I'm pulling these things from. So back to the annual catalog. Annual catalog on page 74, we have the stamp set Always in My Heart. And I know I've mentioned this too before. I like to send anniversary cards. And so the stamp set has happy anniversary, but also has Valentine in it. That's why I thought, you know, if you don't send anniversary cards, want more Valentine options, and have the stamp set or don't have the stamp set, then you can kind of see different things with it. I know last year I played around with You Had Me at Hello, and I loved the Always in My Heart, things like that. And then it does have dies that coordinate. So because it was in the mini catalog last year, you buy the dies separate than the stamp set. So it's not a bundle pricing of 10%, which always reminds me to let you guys know, if there's some bundle that you like, the first time it's in a publication, it's 10% off. After they kind of separate the two items out, the stamp and the dies, then they take away the 10% bundle pricing, but you can still get the dies. And everything that's kind of in this off-white is showing you what the dies cut out. So that's always helpful too. Hi there, Kay. Thanks for popping in. And then here is that pretty Expressions in Ink paper. This is going to be kind of the basis of my card, and you can see some of the pretty things that they've done with it. I know a lot of people have just bought like the ephemera pack here and the pretty paper, and some have bought the stamp set too, and I've seen so many pretty things done with it, but the paper definitely steals the show with that. And let me just kind of pull out. I'm not going to go through all the pages, but if you see this, you go, oh yes, that's the paper. And so I'm using this today, bringing in some pink. And then this is what I love, is just this, I'm just using like a 1/2 inch by 4 inch little strip of this gold paper. And that is really kind of fun. This is kind of fun too, in the pale papaya. But I love how this pairs with any of these too. So as well, I should say, not two, then it sounds like the number 2, I meant as well. Okay, so here's my color combination today for you guys. Polished pink, which I said is one of the in colors, and then basic white, and then I'm just bringing in some gold foil and such too. And hopefully that strip, when I'm ready to use it, shows up. There it is. It's like I could see it fall and didn't know where it went. So this is my color combination. And let me get started for you guys with that. Oh, Pam, you would like that paper. Pam is my stamping friend. She's also a team member. And she has a gift for making like the best anniversary cards. Anything that's like elegant like that, wedding, anniversary, she just shines in that category. And so this will not like go up to her notch or her speed, but maybe it'll inspire her to do something like that. So I could see where you'd like the paper, and maybe even like today's card. She's kind of like me. She likes blue. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. I started bringing over my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to do my stamping first. And the polished pink, like I said, being it is a little kind of heavy on the pink side, what I'm going to do is stamp off. So I'm just going to ink up my Here's to Another Year of Happily Ever After. I was debating kind of on trying to like guess, should I put happy anniversary on the outside and then this first on the inside, but I wanted it to fill up more space on the outside, so I went with this. And so I'm just going to kind of lightly tap this on my basic white, and then oh shoot, so I tap it and then ink it back up. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over and then give it a good press down. And so what that does is kind of gets rid of some of this excessive ink, and yet gives me a nice pink that's not so dark, so hot and heavy with the pink, that I feel like would kind of blend a little bit better with the card itself. And then I'm going to get out my everyday label punch here, and it looks so well loved in my camera angle with all the scratches on it from being stored in my desk drawer. And then I'll just feed that in, and this is going to kind of be where we build our card. So I'm just going to center that in there. It's such a good punch for that sentiment, so nobody's going to see that yuck on there, but they will see that for their focal point there. And I'll set that aside. And hi, Ruth. Thank you. And hi, Franny. So we've got this. And then next, what I'm going to do is just kind of start building the card here. So like I said, polished pink 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored and folded this way. And then this is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I want to kind of show you the big 12 by 12 sheet here. So what I did is kind of went, this is a basic white 4 by 5 1/4, same measurement that I wanted. And I'm like, if I do that, and if I cut it here, like this direction, I'm just going to get like that white spot there. So I kind of went, okay, this is the direction that I need, you know, to cut this 12 by 12 to get this kind of flow to end up on every card. And then I didn't know if I would be, you know, cutting off like 1 inch here and here to get that to go through on each card. So that's kind of what I did. If you're thinking of using the different 12 by 12s that kind of have this layout that are in that package, maybe not just this pink one, but also this pink one. So I wanted to point that out before I get going, because it's always sad to start cutting your paper and realize you've cut it the wrong way. I don't know if that has happened to you, and especially when it's a pretty paper. If it's cardstock, it's like, okay, I'm going to eventually use that up, but when it's designer series paper and pretty, sometimes your options are kind of limited. And then, like I said, from that same paper pack, I've got this 1/2 inch by 4 inch little just strip here that I'm going to use. And yes, I did take a full 12 by 12 sheet and cut it into this little strip. And it's like, oh my goodness, that was kind of painstaking, because strips like that, I often like to try and just use little scraps up. But this is what I wanted to use, so that's why. And I'm just going to kind of put that across the upper part, kind of towards the middle bit, up a little bit. And then next I'm going to put my ribbon on. Usually I do ribbon last, but I'm going to put my ribbon on next so that I kind of know how much space I have, and so that I don't put stuff on that's going to get covered up by ribbon. Hi there, Shelly. Thanks for joining in. So this is the polished pink. They took all the in colors and made them into beautiful woven weave ribbons. So you've kind of got the color strong on the outside, and then just kind of like a open weave, you know, a lesser pink throughout the middle. It's just really pretty. I love this open weave ribbon and all of the new in colors. So pretty. I want to make sure that there's no twist in there. Kind of get that card out of the way, but so you can kind of still see it on the camera, maybe what I am working on building to. And this is just going to get one of my usual knots, not a bow, but just a knot that's going to hopefully look nice enough as a bow up at the top here. Okay, get that straightened out and get my ribbon cutting scissors so I get a good cut, good crisp cut, and cut that there as well. I want to make sure that they're kind of even. I feel like this one's a little too long. Okay, there we go. So I've got that. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Thanks for joining in. So next I'm going to take this sentiment, the Here's to Another Happily Ever After, and I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. And then usually for embellishments, I put some, you know, bling or this or that. Also, my embellishments today, besides bling, are going to be paper embellishments, and that's going to come in the form of some die cuts. Oops. Yep. Oh, I was going to say, did I get all the papers off? Sometimes they come off before the stickiness. Okay, so that I'm just going to center, and actually I feel like, especially with the stripes, it's going to show that it's crooked. I feel like it's crooked enough that it's going to bother me. So I'm going to pick this up and just kind of adjust it. It shouldn't turn out too crooked for the fact that it's lines, and it's going to line up on the edge and tell me that it's crooked. Okay, so I've got that moved, and then this is just going to go so that you can still see some of this below it, and then just kind of sitting above that little band. And I stamped off on the back side, so that's why if you're just joining and you saw this kind of stamped goofy on the back side, but you're not going to see that. You're just going to see this on the front side. And here's where we go to the fun embellishment. So let me pick out here my dies to show you. So from that same stamp set, hi there, Amy. The Always in My Heart is the floral heart dies that coordinate. So last year I got this. I was so excited about this big heart. So it not only cuts out this heart, but it cuts out this beautiful like floral swag around it, like it kind of frames it. And then there's lots of hearts in the stamp set. So when you look back in the catalog and see everything that's kind of shaded, there's going to be a lot of these images that you can cut out with these dies too. Which is great. And then a second sheet that has a banner and the happy anniversary and happy Valentine's Day fit in that. And then it kind of does a little twist here where you can score it so it pops up, and then little tiny heart to make a border, and then you know, still small, but another heart die to make borders and such too. So very nice. And also in there, and what I'm actually using are like a 3-piece floral set here, and then a 4-piece of kind of greenery and that like leaf images. So that's what I'm going to use for that. And I'm going to run this through with my die cutting machine. And I started with just like that hot pink, polished pink color, and it was just way too pink to add accessories. And so I said, well, let's pull in some gold. And even that was just kind of like, wow, kind of just not enough. So what I needed to tone things down was adding some white. So I added white to it as well. Hi, Lois, and another Lois, thank you, and Pam too. So I have these images here, and I just run them through so that I get some of these little floral images. And like with these floral ones, I'll just kind of poke and push those pieces through to get that. And I don't think I need any of these, but I kind of wanted to show you that. And then to save time, I did do all of the running through with the polished pink color and the white ahead of time. But I did want to show you the gold foil and what I'm using from there. So we've got these nice leaf things that are kind of like cut out too, which are really, really pretty when it's done in the gold foil. It just makes it look so rich and pretty, and it makes it look extra special for an anniversary card. So I kind of have all these little extra pieces. So maybe when I send out the cards for those that want them, yours might maybe look a little different. And sometimes what happens is I start using up these pieces and putting them on as little accessories, and then I end up liking it better than the card that I made for you guys on my video. Yes, that has happened. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get out my mini glue dots here and then just start putting some of these pieces on there. So I have one of my bigger gold foil leaves here that I'm just going to stick on with a mini glue dot. And I'm just using one mini glue dot because this isn't super heavy. It's not going to fly away even though it's a super windy day here. And I'm just going to tuck that right there. And then I'm going to take another of the hot pink and do that same thing here and just kind of tuck that in. So we have a little bit showing, so you kind of can see the color combinations coming together. And then same with this white flower. So out of those two dyes, I ran those two dyes through with my white and polished pink and gold foil. I have that. And then I have this little white one, and I'm just going to take that and add that also to, the lower part of the card. So glue dots are a very good friend for this card. So you can see I'm building up using those colors and then just kind of filling in with a little extra white down here to make it look really full on that side. And then I'm going to counter that by adding those same colors on the other side. So this one's going to go kind of as an accent piece right on that punched kind of sentiment tag there, like so. And then I'm going to use the smaller of the gold leaves. There's two of them and a couple different sizes. Just kind of tuck that underneath, but then keep it on top of the ribbon. And next a hot pink one of that. That's why it's just like if I cut it all out, then it's just a matter of piecing these all in there. And then it comes together really easily. And this is my last one here. So I just have that white. And I used to always think white accessories are like a non-accessory just because there's not a lot of bling and color to them. But I think it's the white on here that really makes it, you know, become soft and really accents all the other colors to make them really pretty too. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, this paper, it's so pretty that it's hard to have it steal the show without taking away from it. And I wanted to add to it and not take away from it too. And then I am going to add some bling for accessories. And I pulled in a couple different accessories for my bling today. And the gold are gilded gems, and they're gold from the annual catalog. They're in there, and they are in different sizes, even though this is what I've got left. I think I have some more in my stash that's a full sheet, but hopefully you'll get the gist of the gilded gems and go, oh yeah, I know exactly what she's using. And then the 2021 through 2023 in color jewels. Love these. So it just takes all those new in colors like the soft succulent, evening evergreen, fresh freesia, pale papaya, and then the polished pink. So I'm actually going to use one of the pale papaya, which looks yellow, but this is what I wanted because that's going to help tie in with the sparkly and also kind of help tie in with the gold, and then polished pink. Let me grab my take your pick tool. I'm just going to grab, oops, got to open this up, one of the larger of the gold gilded gems here, and just going to kind of set that over here. And I'm going to take one of the larger polished pinks, just kind of set that here, so we are filling in this space down here. And then with the smaller ones, I'm just kind of going to go up here and up here to fill that in and add some sparkle. And then one more of these yellow ones, which is really pale papaya, kind of centering that on that flower. And I really think just adding that gem, because I thought, you know, do I even need to add that or leave it settle? I think it makes the flower become looking like a flower. It kind of went from some white paper to, hey, now that's a flower. And I'm going to do that same thing with this white one by adding a little pink thing here. So this one's going to get a lot of blingy little gems on it. So I'm just going to kind of stick that towards the center there, and then it just kind of ties together that and that. And now we have the inside, and the inside's going to be pretty plain and simple. And from that same stamp set, Always in My Heart. Oh, look at this, guys. It's just interesting sometimes between the little papers, these little papers from the dimensionals. Like one time literally found one of these stuck to a pickle jar in my fridge. So it's always like, where's that going to end up? And then a little tiny polished pink thing. One time I had one of these like rhinestones stuck to my my gas pedal in my car. You know, it's like, where do those, but I want to use it later. So I'm trying to not take your time, but get it back on my sheet, guys. Okay, there we go. Have that done. And so it's always fun to see those little things. It's fun to find them and not lose them, because that's the downside, is when that happens and then you don't find them. Okay, so now for the inside, back to my card. Hi, Sarah. Thanks so much. Like I said, I'm just using Happy Anniversary. This I'm stamping up in the polished pink color. And because this is in the inside and I'm not, you know, you're not seeing this beautiful, pretty paper here, I'm going to stamp this full strength versus stamping off like I did for the main sentiment on the front of the card. And you can kind of see the difference here of full strength versus stamped off. Maybe my camera won't pull it up as much, but I just thought, you know, then you can kind of see that. I like the softer look for the front. And now, like I said, for the inside, having it stamped full strength and just seeing just the polished pink, it can carry that through really well. Oh, I found Kay's saying I found a tan enamel dot on my cat's paw and thought it was a tick. I probably would have screamed bloody murder. Put the cat like outside or somewhere until my husband got home, or quarantined it in a box somewhere. I hate wood ticks. I hate spiders. That's funny, but not Kay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would have probably sent me over the edge. Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to tape this on here for the happy anniversary. And I have to show you guys sometimes what happens when I get ink on my fingers. I don't know why I have, like, it looks like brown ink here, and I've got hot pink there on my thumb. And I think what happened with this one is when I was making my sample card before I went live, I got a little bit on there and I went, oh, it's taped down. My card's finished. It's the last part of the card. So I'm like, you know what? I had all these little extra pieces, like I said, from running the dies through to make the card. So I'm like, I'm just going to stick a glue dot and make that look like it's extra special, and whoever gets the card will say, wow, look at what she did to make mine special, instead of, wow, I wonder if she covered something up. All right, so there you have my tip of interesting ways to cover things up. If I have little ink blots that I put by accident on the front of a card, sometimes I will cover it up. If it's little, I can cover it up like with one of these little gems or embellishments that way too. So that works if you ever get in a pinch, and especially when it's like the last part of the card and you can't start over. If it's pretty paper like this, it's like, how do I cover up my little ink blot? So here you have card number 6. Here's to another year of, nope, here's to another year of happily ever after, happy anniversary. So card number 6 out of 10 for January's virtual stamp camp. Okay, let me get my camera back for you guys. So I will be back tomorrow afternoon, because I don't want to leave the house when it's this cold. I will be back to you tomorrow afternoon with card number 7 out of 10 and how you can get the set of 10 cards. Kind of love theme this month, but I'm trying to do a variety within that realm of the theme. And so if you want the set of 10 cards, they're $25. If you are local delivery, I will deliver, and if not, then I just post them for you. And then if you're thinking of ordering and want to use this month's host code, which I have posted here, and I'll post it with a still shot of the card that I just made, then you can get my cards set of 10 for free with a minimum $75 order. So different ways that you can get some cards, and people are still ordering from my 2 hostesses, which is great. So all 3 of those codes are open. Coming up, as a heads up for those of you that are friends with Dawn Earlbeck, she's going to be doing a virtual stamp party in February. So I'll be demoing her cards at the beginning of the month too. So you kind of have that to look forward to. Some people just order because they're like, oh, I like those cards. So I'm going to make sure that my order goes towards that to get those cards and that too. So yeah, and Sarah's saying, yes, I put a sentiment on a strip of paper and went on top because it's been messed up. And I think we've all done that too, especially in the inside. Like sometimes the inside of the card, I'll stamp out my sentiment and then go, oh, that's like all kind of blotchy or blurred or something. So then I put another layer on top of what wasn't going to be a layered inside card too. So yep, I think we've all been there. So have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Bye-bye.